sewing friends. It's a new year and we've got to get organized. I want to share with you some really interesting planners for sewing and crafting that I found. I'm such a planner girl. Now, I'm not great at always keeping up with it. It's just facts. But I'm going to show you a few things that I found that I think are going to help with some of the organization and you might find interesting too. Some are tangible books that you can just purchase. Some are printable downloads. Some are digital that you can add to your iPad. So let's check into this. So this book was inspired by the Dress Diary book, which is, I'll put a picture up of it in here. Great book, recommend. I know I've talked about it before, and just looking through that made me think I could do something like that. So this is just like a moleskin book. It is one that has the gridded paper, and I printed pictures of the pattern, put a swatch next to it, and wrote information beside it. And you can see I've not been great at keeping up with it. This is one of my things, like I'm greatly inspired, but you know, it's in the doing. So I have measurements, I have ideas, dates. I just was sort of like anything might go in here, patterns that I want to work on, things that I did work on. And so this is what I started with. Here's my Go team. I've made a lot of these, put quite a few of the swatches in there. And so anyway, this is where I started. However, I've not been keeping up with it. It ended up being more of a chore than a charm for me. I do love digital. Digital is sort of the way to go for me. I definitely prefer that. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I made a long time ago when I first got my iPad, a long time ago, like a year and a half ago. When I first got my iPad, that I use all the time. I print them out and I use them for anyone that I'm sewing for. They're pretty basic, but they worked great for me, and I did all of these in Procreate. Okay, so now let's look at some of the things that I found online. One of them I did order a tangible thing, so I'll actually show you that. The other things that I ordered were digital downloads. So I'm trying a few things. I'm definitely not going to order everything because there are some expensive stuff, and we're going to start with Mood because it was the most expensive thing that I found, though it looked pretty comprehensive and great. So I am on the Mood website here. And I just put planner in and look what came up. You can see this really nice planner right here, and it has some refill pages. So the first thing that stands out to me is the price. $50 is steep in my budget. Here you can see the different dividers. I'm just going to scroll through really quick. Here are some of the stickers that it comes with, and you can see a close-up of some of the different pages. It has a place for you to put swatches in. I like that it is like a 3-ring binder. You can open it up and add pages. You can actually change the order that things are in there. It comes with some stickers. You can see the nice big calendar. It has a really nice area for you to like sketch all over pre-made body types. These are the refill calendar packs that you can buy. They're $10 for one pack for refills. And on the back here, it just tells you some of the things you can find that come with it. So this is the really cool Mood sewing planner that they have. You may remember that I did a couple of years ago a video on this Simplicity planner, and I cannot find that it's really available anywhere. I went to the Simplicity website, and I also went to Joann's, which is where I got mine from. They do have some very cute books, but some of those are even unavailable. It just looks like this really cute vintage look line that they were doing. They may be discontinuing it, but they do have at Amazon this Simplicity book, and I think it's more like just a regular journal. But if you want this look of the old-fashioned patterns, that is available on Amazon. Now we are going to Etsy, and I found so much on Etsy, and most of these are completely custom made by the individuals. This is the one that I ordered, and I will show you my order in a minute. it had so much available on it, and I liked that it was very clean. There wasn't a lot of color, so if I want to print it out, it doesn't use a lot of ink. And I liked that it was compatible with my iPad, and I could use it digitally. And it comes in these sizes for printing if you want to print it out. And when I got it, you can see it was on sale for under $3. One of the things I liked about Etsy is you can get a planner that goes with your style, and this one is a little more country. To me, it looked a little more quilty, but it is another really cute sewing compatible or iPad compatible and printable planner, and it is in color. The one thing that I will mention is that this one, which was on sale when I bought it, but this is the case for quite a few. The year that they made it, they have an embedded calendar for that year. They continue to sell it, but the calendar will be old. Now the fill-in calendar is completely blank, has no numbers or anything, so everything is usable except that one calendar template that is like the mini at-a-glance calendar that will be for the wrong year. So do look and pay attention. A lot of them are on sale because they're last year's calendar, and the only thing that's last year in it will be that usually 1 or 2 pages out of the mini pages that are in there. It's printable. Here's another one, the Ultimate Sewing Planner. Again, a different style, a different look. Some of them are really for people who sew for others, if you want to keep track of your clients and your projects. Others are for people who are very project-oriented or maybe who enter competitions. So there's something for everyone. Some had really nice measurement charts, and some I thought were really basic or I didn't like them as well. So definitely spend some time poking around and looking if you decide to go with Etsy. They have all been on sale. There have been so many sales for these sort of things with the New Year planners especially, and there's so many really nice ones that are custom made. Okay, so just look here. I'm just going to scroll through my Etsy for a minute, so you can just see how many pop up. There's just a lot available here. And you can see how many styles there are. They also have them for crochet and for knitting and for quilters. This one I liked because it was a ready-made book. They sent you a spiral bound book that you could use, and they call it the Sewing Diary. I thought it was super cute. It comes in the 2 styles, the one with the flowers and the one with the little scallops. The pages on the inside are really cute. Look at the polka dot edging along it. I thought this was just really attractive, and a place to put in your fabric swatches and write information. And this, I think, is compatible whether you sew garments or projects, and it has the 2 different designs. So I'm back on Etsy here, just showing you a little bit more about how all the options that are out there. There's just a lot available. Look, they even have a quilting retreat packing checklist that you can print out. Printable. Here's another printable sewing planner. This one, it looks a lot like the vintage Simplicity one, and it's like journal pages that you can print out and use if you're scrapbooking or creating your own journals. There's refill pages if you have an existing journal, including that one that I have. You could get refill pages for the Simplicity one, potentially, on something like this. Etsy, I think, is a great resource for creative people. I could spend all day just scrolling. That was page 1, and there are loads and loads and loads of pages. Look at this one here for designing. You just got a lot of options. This one's the BOHO Sewing Planner. I just like how simple and clean it is, and it's not super saturated in color. Nice and simple, easy to use, has some graph paper in there, alterations information, a year overview, a weekly overview, and these are very reasonable, and you can use them over and over again. You buy it one time, you can print it as many times as you want, you can print it only the pages that you need. This one also came with index cards. Depending on how you organize what you're working on, you may want an index card to go with your projects. So I thought that was really neat. And here's the knitting journal option for it if you're a knitter instead or also. And I thought the little counter sheet was really practical. I've used that before in my crochet. I've just made my own, but I really like that little counter sheet that's available. This is the one that I bought and downloaded. And again, it's super simple, does not take a lot of ink, so I can print it out if I want to, but it is compatible with my iPad. For doing the fabric inventory, I would definitely want to print it out. I like the weekly planner. I like the goals. This one is smart because a lot of people post on social media, and it has a place for you to organize how you want to do social media posts. If you're on YouTube, if you're doing a blog, it has all of that available for you if you want to print those out, including a way to keep track of your sewing clients or your sewing contacts. Nice simple calendar, a simple dress form or a simple body form to draw and sketch on, place for notes, and multiple ways of doing notes, multiple ways of doing swatches, so you may prefer one over another. I will have a link to this Etsy shop and this particular planner in the description if you are interested in picking up this one, along with the others that I've highlighted in here, so you can get your own. So now I'm over on Amazon, and look, Mood has their thing on Amazon. It's just a couple dollars cheaper than it is on their own website. Amazon had quite a few planners that were really reasonable. This is the one that I bought, and I will show you to you in just a moment. And one of the reasons I chose it is a lot of them you can see what they look like, but you can't really see what the pages on the inside are and see how practical they are. I thought this one looked really cute when I looked at it, but there's really no information on how it looks on the inside, and no one had put many pictures up for the inside, and the one that did, I was far from impressed from it. I just looked really basic, even though a lot of people seem to really like it, so I skipped that one. But I did look at quite a few here, just trying to find something that would work for me. This one was neat because it was it was set up to help you do 12 projects. So it's sort of a beginner planner, but I thought it was neat looking. I liked the way it was put together, and you could actually see what the inside of the journal was like. So I thought this was sort of an interesting concept. Here's one for quilting. Again, you can also find for knitting and crochet. And you can also choose one that looks like your personal style or aesthetic. But again, this one sounded good when I was reading about it, but really no information on what the actual planner pages look like, so not helpful. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. You can do this, of course, yourself, but just so you can see some of the options and some of the styles of books. This one that was so simple that I liked in pink, they actually had it in a couple of colors. I think it's the exact same thing. I thought the words on this was really cute, but it was mostly a little notebook planner. I don't know. It didn't seem to have all the things that I was interested in, but it had good reviews. People seem to really like it. And it's inexpensive, $9 for a 52-week planner. I really like the look of this one. It's just sort of your, it's good if you're planning. It's a dressmaker's journal is what they're calling it. So you've got the body, the measurements, that sort of thing, and it was interesting to me, but again, there's not a lot of information. The only thing you see is that one page, and maybe the whole thing is made up of that one page. Here's another one. It sounds good. I did not like, even on the cover, the look of the body types that they had on there, and they were completely blacked in so that you couldn't like sketch over them, and no pictures on the inside to know if that was actually how the actual pages were or not. So I'm just going to scroll down just so you can see how many different options there are on Amazon. So the planner just arrived. This is the one that I ordered to give it a go. And look at the inside. So it has examples of how to use it. Then it has a sewing goals with a little target in it. Supply list pages. Fabric inventory. You can put your little swatches. And it has an amount needed. Here, if you sew for others, here's helping with your keeping your price list so you don't charge different people different things for the same service. So that's neat. Here's a sales tracker, again, if you're doing Etsy or if you're doing alterations, something like that. Here's a contacts list. And then it goes to your actual project. So here's your project planning out page, and here's where you can put photos, designs, notes. You could glue in swatches and things. There's a little swatch area. There's a lot of pages for those. And then towards the back here, we'll go this way. You've got a mood board pages, quite a few pages for mood board, and yeah. Oh, sketch space. I knew there were some sketch things, and a few for sketching out. So that is this book. I think it was around $9 for this. And if I look, it's 184 pages. Yeah, 184 pages. It's got pretty graphics. It's just a softbound book. So this is the one that I picked up. We'll see how long before I drop doing it. But they do a good job of helping you. Like if you're like, I'd like to use this, but I'm not sure how I would use it, they even have some nice examples of how others have used it to kind of give you a jump start, which is great. Okay, we've been doing Christmas. All my kids are here from other states, and we did a late Christmas. My sewing room's kind of trashed. I'm just going to put a quick picture of some Christmas mess and how the sewing room is looking right now, because we're using it as a bedroom. And we'll be back to sewing next week. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and going through all this fun stuff together, and I'll see you next week for another fun sewing video.